And Alexis says, because you know, they call me Alexis Fly, and I gotta stick with my brand. So you know,
who called you Alexis Fly?
I'm coming to slay, not play.
Hey guys, if you're new, welcome to our channel. If you are not new, welcome back, Sugar and Spice gang. I'm Sugar, this is
Spice.
Today we will be reviewing Ready to Love Season 4, Episode 5. But before we get into that, let's give a shout out to our subscriber of the week, Martina Ellis. Hey girl, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for commenting. We appreciate you. Stick around. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can get notified whenever we do new videos. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Sugar and Spice 88.
And make sure you guys comment. We love seeing comments. We love seeing comments from you guys, and we really, really do like to engage. We like to hear what you guys think, your thoughts, and you know, we enjoy the back and forth. So definitely hit us up in the comments.
So open scene, we have Tommy meeting up with the guys, and he's giving some speech talking about, unfortunately, my good brother Troy was eliminated.
Very fortunate.
No, fortunately,
we're very fortunate.
It
He's
wasn't
gone.
No, it wasn't not a there,
ain't nothing unfortunate about it
at all.
Huh.
Anyway, so he tells the guys that, you know, this week they're gonna have to decide who's going home, and he also tells them that they are invited to a masquerade ball.
They even talk about some, well, you know, I usually see women dressed up in the events that I go to. So, you know, this is something I'll take into consideration. David, shut up! Shut up!
Oh my God. These men.
So, we move to our first date of the episode. We got Kylea AJ, Alexis, and Jason. And AJ starts off the scene with basically saying that he has to find out which one of these two women he's going to have to put ahead of the other. Now, AJ, we already know you're not feeling Alexis like this.
Yeah, I don't
so
know why you trying to act like.
I guess, you know,
it's such a hard decision.
It's really not hard. And then we go into AJ and Kylea having a little discussion. And AJ pretty much says that, you know, they have history before. He dropped the ball, but now it's a whole different ball game. And she's a little bit far away from him when they stop skating. And AJ's like, come a little closer. He's holding her hand. But Kylea really likes it. Kylea is really into AJ.
He went from El Cheapo to Bay real quick.
Right? And so then Kylea goes into her confessional. And Kylea's like, you know, I really like AJ. AJ's about his business. AJ is an engineer, y'all. Kylea, who you talking to?
Girl.
Because you was just telling us 2 episodes ago he's El Cheapo. Don't think we forgot, Kylea.
So then we switch scenes to Jason and Alexis. So Alexis is, you know, basically saying, yeah, I'm really excited to see Jason, but I am still wondering if he's actually really, truly interested in me. So she just asks him, like, you know, so how are you feeling about me? You know, what's the vibes?
Right.
And he's like, you know, I'm still having difficulty not seeing you as a parent. And I don't know why you're lying, Jason.
You be lying?
If it was any one of these other women that you were interested in, you wouldn't care about her being a parent of a kid that you used to coach. Right. You're not even his coach anymore. What does it matter? What are you even talking about? So Alexis was like, let me stop you right there. Because she already knew he was lying. Let me stop you right there. I just want to let you know that you don't have to lie. Mm-hmm. You don't have to lie, Craig. You can tell me the truth. Just don't string me along. It is worse for you to string me along than to just tell me the truth and tell me you're not interested. Yeah. She just gathered her information up and was like, okay, I got what I needed. Let me go. Yeah. And then in his confessional, he's like, at least I was honest. No, you weren't.
You weren't honest.
She had to drag and pull and reach down in there and pull that out of you. You weren't just forthcoming with it.
Exactly. And then At the end of the scene, I'm sorry, this made me cringe. When Alexis was like, yeah, you go over there with the girl you really have a connection with. You go, I already know who she is. Go on over there. Go on, get her. I was like, ooh. Alexis and Kyra got a lot of interest in the same men, but the men always seem to like Kyra more than they like Alexis.
Which is interesting. If you go and look at our sugar and spice advice on are you an Alexis or a Kyra, you might see why.
Yeah, that's true.
So go watch that. So then we go to the next scene, which is at Ron's house. Ron is making, well, kind of, Stacy dinner. And Stacy says, oh, so you made me a nice meal? He said, I ordered you a nice meal.
I ain't mad at it.
Gotta respect the honesty.
Yeah, he said that she likes seafood, she likes wine. He got her all the stuff she likes. So
hey, I'm with it. I'm cool with that. So they're talking, they're eating. He says, you know, after being married for so long, you know, how is it starting all over? She said, you know, I've been divorced for 4 years. You know, I just took the time off to heal, to get myself together mentally and everything, and to set my kids up, make sure they're ready to have me bring someone into their lives before I start dating. But she says, now I'm ready. So she asked him, so how's dating going for you? You know, what you got going on? So he said, well, I do know that one of the women that's in my top, apparently you guys are besties out here. Oh, y'all know about that? Freaking Frack. Gang, right down. Y'all know about that?
Girl. Oh.
So Stacy goes on her confessional. She's like, oh, I just love Chrysanthia. I loved her from the moment I met her. We have a connection. I'm like, girl, you is not on a dating show for Chrysanthia, but go ahead. So then Stacy says, well, we both have an interest in you. So who's your real number one?
Eek.
Why would you do this? So instead of sitting there talking, getting to know each other, connecting and building a stronger connection, so you could be his number one,
right? You
make him talk about which one he liked more, or make him talk about your bestie,
right?
Did that make sense to you? So Ron was like, the dinner with Stacy was awkward because she literally made me choose between her and Chrysanthemum. So I chose Chrysanthemum.
Yep,
because we have a better connection. And you know why they have a better connection? Because Chrysanthemum wasn't talking about your behind on their date.
That part.
So, played yourself.
Congratulations.
You played yourself.
So then we move on to Amber and KG Smooth. And they are outside doing some meditating. And he is giving her mantras. He's telling her, you know.
I was relaxed. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I didn't mind the date. I thought it was cute. I thought it was different. And then Amber asks him, how do you feel about marriage? So KG is like, or Chris is like, you want to get married? Then let's get married. And then he says that, then he loses me. He says, marriage is not the epitome of the relationship. And, you know, it's not the end goal, but if we get there, then we get there pretty much. And no, this is a dating show for women who want to get married. So why are you on a dating show saying you're ready for love, but marriage doesn't seem like a priority for you?
And then Amber goes, I completely feel you on that.
Yo, Amber,
I definitely feel like she's lying. If she's lying, pay attention to her body language. When he says, let's get married, she was like, she just burst out into a smile. And then when he said, but, face drop.
What are your intentions? How do you feel about marriage?
My thoughts on marriage is, hey, you want to get married? Let's get married. I don't think that marriage has to be the epitome of the relationship.
You are okay with being in a long-term committed relationship and that you don't have to get married.
If we want to do it, like, let's do it. But is that the ultimate goal? No.
I get what you're saying, though.
I definitely feel like she's just saying that. I feel like this is kind of like well, let's just go with the flow and see what happens.
You set yourself up.
We might. I feel like it's a possibility we could get married.
And then when he don't marry you, go ahead. Keep dating people for their potential and not for what they actually are and what they're saying to you.
Keep going with the flow.
Go ahead, girl.
See where that leads you.
Girl.
Downstream.
Pay his mortgage if you want to.
So that later when it comes up again and they're actually been in a relationship for 5 years and they're not getting married.
Well, I told you.
I said it wasn't the end all be all.
I'm telling y'all gotta pay attention to
Amber was like, well, if I have a soulmate, everything else will just come after.
No.
What are you talking about?
If somebody wants to be married, that should be part of their priority list to get married. You don't just fall into marriage because you're soulmate.
You don't just tuck
you either want to be married or you don't.
You have to be very clear when you're dating with your intentions. You can't just fumble Rooski into a daggone marriage. To me, Chris gives very nice, sweet F-boy. There are there's like two different types of F-boys. There's the F-boy that's just like very savage, cutthroat. It's very obvious. I act like I don't care about your feelings.
Right.
And then there's another type of F-boy that's like an illusion where he's like, I'm doing all the things that a partner would do or a boyfriend would do, but we're not going to label it. What you're basically telling her is, well, we'll just go with the flow and see what happens.
I don't like it. And
that's an F-boy statement. No goals, no intentions for you, no plans for you. We'll just go with the flow. We have a connection.
Not on a show called Ready to Love.
That's what F-boys tell you. We have a bond like no other. We have a connection. What we have is special. We don't have to label on it. We don't need a little piece of paper to tell us what we got.
The ultimate F-boy.
We is special. We is kind. We is important. That's how they do.
So next we go into a sexy salsa class. And we got Ron, Chrysanthemum, Tressa, Dietrich, Vernisha, Joelle. And we are all here to do salsa. We show up. Right? We show up. And Ron is the instructor.
Like,
first of all, this doesn't make sense.
You instruct on the side, or
he doing everything. Did he say he do coffins and all these other stuff? Like, how many jobs you got, man?
Yeah.
So this is the issue. So you're gonna be teaching them how to dance while they're on a date, but then you're on a date. So then, what about your person that you left that's on the date with you that you went to go teach them, and that? It's just a hot mess. Anyway, so then we get to dancing. We get to salsa dancing. And Vernisha and Joelle are clicking and dancing. And Joelle is like, ooh, wee, looking at a cutie. Got a stupid booty. And I'm just like, Joelle loves the bottom half of Vernisha a lot.
I was like, are you feeling her or are you lusting?
So it's like, what's going on? Like, I mean, and he says like he likes Vernisha because Vernisha been through some things. They both say that about each other, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him and Vernisha. I like them together, and I hope
too.
Yeah, I hope they work out.
I hope the connection is really as genuine.
I just want it to be a genuine, long-lasting, like real connection. And Joelle goes into his confessional and he says Vernisha is the one right now. Like, he says that that's who he's putting his time and focus on. And Vernisha goes into her confessional and she's like, she really likes Joelle. The connection is easy. The connection is natural. And, you know, we all know that Joelle is Vernisha's number one. So
only one.
Only one. That part.
So then we cut to Chrysanthemum and Ron dancing. And Chrysanthemum's like, so.
I'm sorry. I hate this part. Yo, my eyes just
start twitching.
Yo, okay, go.
So, who's your real number one? Because when we were in the ladies' lounge, I heard Alexis say that you said she was her number one, and y'all made a connection. So, which is it? Here y'all go with the trying to make the man choose again. What's
in other words, I heard that you're actually doing the process of ready to love and getting to know other people.
How dare you?
Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God.
Woo. So she says, well, he wasn't even in her confessional. He wasn't even in my top until we went on a date. So, and now he's my number one. So now he's my number one. I don't like hearing that. I'm his number two. So you wasn't even really too much thinking about him last week. Now all of a sudden that he's your number one, you just expect him to make you his number one.
Mm-mm.
Why are you trying to project your feelings on somebody else?
That's not how it works.
You can't just expect them to be where you are. There's a reason why you feel the way you feel about him, right? He was putting in effort trying to make a connection with you. That's the same thing you need to do with him.
Right.
You don't just tell him to put you as his number one. You sound dumb as heck.
Chrissy Anthony was like, cause I don't do number two. He gonna have to figure that out.
She really caught a whole attitude with him.
An attractive person could just become so unattractive
When you do that.
just like that.
That's so facts.
Just that quick. I don't like you now. Ron goes into his confessional and he's like, you know, I really felt that Chrissy Anthony is acting off of selfish reasons, talking about number one and number two, and it's really just her ego that's getting involved. And I agree with Ron, 110%. It is all about her ego. And then, but this part I didn't like. When Ron said, what did he say? He said, could you be a partner that I could build with? Can you do that? I didn't like that. Although I agree with Ron about her being selfish and her ego. I don't know. That aggressiveness and that, can you do that? I wasn't here for it. But
so then we go to Tressa and Dietrich. They finally have their spice date. And Dietrich just bored the heck out of me on this date. He's talking about spices, and Tressa's trying to like give him conversation back, like, oh, so you chef up a little curry? Nah, I don't do that. But imitation vanilla comes from a beaver booty hole. And like, bruh, what are you talking about?
All I learned was do not buy imitation vanilla.
Is that what you go on a first date and talk about?
Absolutely not.
So
why are you bringing that to Tressa?
He goes and says, yeah, I tried with Tressa, but I'm just getting homegirl vibes.
Did you try?
You did not try. You didn't approach her how you approached other women.
Nope.
What romantic connection, chemistry are you supposed to get from Beaver Booty Hole?
Right.
Let me know. Hello. You're giving her nothing to work with.
Right.
Even when she was trying to engage with you, you were very dry. I was bored and I wasn't even there for the whole date. So I can only imagine how Tressa felt.
Yeah. And then Tressa said something that I feel like a lot of plus size women or even thicker women can attest to. Like, y'all want to sleep with us, but then at the same time, y'all don't want to take it any further. Mm-hmm. And Dietrich is just like sitting there just looking stupid.
Looking dumb.
So then Tressa goes and she talks about men actually being interested and fully being interested. And Dietrich is like, yeah, when a man is interested, he won't let anything come in between him and that woman. He's going to let you know. You're going to feel it. He's going to say it. He's going to show it. And all of these like things. And Tressa's just looking like, I'm not getting none of that from you though. So at this point, Tressa's like, I know what time it is. Like, you're not really connected with me. You're not really feeling me like that. So Tressa's like, she gonna stay and watch. She gonna see what Dietrich do, but she don't really see him like really trying to pursue her. So
she was like, he don't want me.
He ain't licking no spices off my arm. And she's right.
And it's really, I don't
but they keep trying to put it on her. That's the part.
Right. I don't care what y'all say. It's really because she's plus size. I'm so sorry. Like, that's just it.
That's it.
So she just happens to be the only woman that all of y'all said is the homegirl?
The only one.
Okay.
All right. So now it's the Masquerade Ball time. And Alexis starts off the scene, and Alexis says, because you know, they call me Alexis Fly, and I gotta stick with my brand, so you know.
Who called you Alexis Fly?
I'm coming to slay, not play.
She's so extra.
Girl, what are you talking about?
I don't never hear nobody else call her that. Who call you that, girl?
I gotta wear white because I am manifesting what I want out of this at the end of this process, and that is marriage. So your girl came to slay.
Can you not? Because you're so too on point. Like,
Alexis, can we stop?
I was like, Alexis,
please. Can we try? Even in the other, we forgot to mention this. In the first scene with them skating, she had Fly on her shirt. Like, Alexis, can someone else call you Fly for once other than you?
Fly.
Other than you, can someone else say it? Can someone else, like, please?
I was gonna say, I'm not mad at the confidence. I'm mad at the fact that it doesn't match up with the way she pursues the men. Like, if you're so confident, why do you like chase after the men as opposed to letting them come after you?
Right.
If you're so like,
if you're so fly, if you're so great, let the men come see you. So then Liz comes in and she is strutting it. She is working it.
Oh, who is this? Mystery.
Liz. Everybody's neck is breaking for Liz. Eyes are coming out of their socket for Liz. And it's
jaws dropping everything.
Jaws dropping for Liz. Like, everybody is on Liz. Like, they're like, who that? Who that? So then David comes up and then he like scoops her right away.
He ran over to her.
Yo.
That's why you...
David. I think his mouth dropped when he saw me.
And you look amazing.
That always works for me, okay?
You look good. You did real good.
Right here on her chest. Oh my gosh.
You look amazing.
You look incredible.
Looking down. And then she's like, oh, thank you. And then he was like, I don't want people to, think, people think we together because they already think we together, but I want them to think that. And it's like,
I bet you do, David.
David.
He is a hot mess.
What are you? Boy, this is a process. Come on now, get. Like,
he saw them things thinking he was like, oh, hell no.
Yo, he was like, oh, I gotta get that.
Because they gonna jump on him.
I need that.
She in the lion's den. I just think it's funny how all the men, the whole cleavage was out. The things was stinging.
Yeah.
And all the men were like, I don't know. It's something about Liz tonight. Something's different. I don't know. Her swag is just out of this world
what could
tonight.
It be?
It was titties.
Okay. It was tickle bitches.
That's all it was.
That's it.
Not for nothing. She's beautiful. She has a great personality. Yeah. I'm not saying that.
Liz is
I'm just saying, y'all know. So then it's her nephew, Tommy. Tommy said, Liz, wait till the past to see this.
Everybody
was not playing with Liz tonight. So then everybody's dancing, having a good time. Liz was dropping it low. So here comes Stacy, running down on Ron again. So, is Chris moving up to your number one? Y'all will not drop
Are we in high school or are we in our 30s and 40s?
Are y'all doing? Y'all don't know y'all sound and look crazy? Guess not.
And then she goes and says, are you an alpha male or not? Are you a leader or not? Well, then take the lead then. She ain't say it like that, but y'all know how it went.
It was very weird for her. She's like trying to.
Is you a man or is you a like? What is you?
She's like trying to come in and coach him on how to court Chrysanthemum.
Girl, you just liked them 2 days ago.
So now
as a possibility for you.
I'm so confused. Like
now you're her. What are you like? You're her like. Her wingman? Like, what is going on here?
You're her wingman now?
Her wingman. Yeah, what's happening right now?
Child,
It's all too weird and all too much.
I feel like they're like, I don't know, they're like both having conversations, hyping each other's like stupidity up, and that's what's happening. It's no voice of reason in there. It's just
right.
So then they cut scene to all the women talking in a group, and Tressa says that she feels like it seems like the men want us to pursue them.
Yeah,
which is kind of accurate.
Yeah. So Chris is actually having a conversation with Stacy and Chrysanthemum, and they're like, what's wrong? Is the duo too intimidating for you? And he goes into his confessional and he's like, yo, they were together the whole time. And it's not that it's intimidating, it's just a little too much. So KG goes into his confessional and he says it perfectly. He says, you cannot get to know Chrysanthemum without the mention, inclusion, or input from Stacy. And that's an issue. So Jason pulls Liz to the side and, you know, he's having a conversation with her, but Liz is a little bit thrown off because she's like, wow, I never really talked to Jason before and he's interested in me now.
Jason said as soon as he saw Liz, I was like, mental note, get Liz alone.
My God.
Okay.
Jason was not playing with Liz, okay? And then Liz throws Jason a curveball and she says, who all is in your top, Jason? And then Jason hits a home run. He goes, you in my top, Liz!
Oh, yeah!
Yo, he killed it. Like, she completely forgot what she asked him. And she was like, oh, am I now? And then he just goes into telling Liz about herself. And it's like, that's how you do it. That's how you answer questions. He killed it.
So I just want to point out the difference between Jason pursuing Liz and Alexis, and why we were able to tell the difference off bat that he was just not interested in Alexis. Mm-hmm. He's forthcoming with Liz. He's actively pursuing her, going after her. He made sure to pull her to the side and talk to her. The space between them is none.
Non-existent.
She's here with it. She's rubbing on his leg. He has her hand. They're close. He's in her face, you know, he's really interested. Mm-hmm. And then he tells her, she says, so, you know, basically, why am I in your top? And he says, you know, you're classy, you're ladylike. You give off like a Michelle Obama type of vibe. So he's basically telling her, you know, you're regal. You give me, you're going to have to put in work and effort to get this.
Right.
I'm not just throwing it at you for fun.
Right.
So, no shade. Comparison to Alexis, who is like throwing everything all out there. She's throwing all her cards on the table. Right. Yeah, I like you and I want you. And you fine. And what's up? And I'm trying to keep you. Ugh. As opposed to Liz, who's just kind of a little more coy, a little more laid back, a little more, what's up? You see this? What's up?
Right. Let him come and get you.
And he likes it.
And where does he do? He come and get you.
That part.
So then we go into a scene where Ron is actually talking to Chrysanthemum. And then Alexis walks by. And then Ron leaves Chrysanthemum and starts talking to Alexis. And Ron goes into his confessional and he says he could feel Chrysanthemum's eyes on the back of his neck. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Alexis is asking Ron about how Stacy and Chrysanthemum seem to think that, you know, there is a bigger connection with them than with her. And so she brings it to his attention. And Ron just lets her know, like, he's entertaining a lot of the women, but at the end of the day, like, she is his number one. Like, he reinforces that for her. So then we go into the men's room and the men are here to deliberate. So to start things off, we got to talk about Liz. Did y'all see Liz? Liz. I was like, right? Liz. Everybody talking about Liz. So yeah, so then they go over who they like. And we find out that Joelle likes Vernisha. AJ's top is Kyra. Ron says that he likes Alexis. David, of course, likes Liz. And we get a good idea of who the guys are, you know, they're vibing with, who they like. So then nephew Tommy says who they don't like. And who they don't like is Frick and Frack. Okay. So a lot of people just come up with just bring up Stacy. They don't really bring up Chrysanthemum. They specifically bring up Stacy, and they say Stacy is overbearing. Stacy is aggressive. Ron says she tried to come up to me and talk to me like I'm one of her kids. He ain't like that. And it's just like, yo, Stacy, from the beginning of this episode up until this point, you've been crashing and burning. Like every single chance you get, every interaction has not been good, has not been positive.
Mm-hmm.
So like Stacy, nobody's standing up for her. Even David comes in, he got to give his 2 cents about Stacy, and it's just like, ugh, it's not looking good.
You know, David don't have nothing nice to say after she tried to get him out of here last week.
He got a vendetta against Stacy, so he don't got nothing to say good about Stacy. But then he also says Tressa. So he says he hasn't had a real connection with Tressa, and then they go around the room, and everybody starts saying like, yeah, homie vibes, homie vibes, homie vibes. So it's time to make a decision. So Joelle is paired up with Tressa for eliminations, and David is paired up with Stacy for elimination dinner. And Tressa doesn't know she's about to what's about to go down.
I don't like how they keep doing that.
Tressa's like, oh, I can't. I'm so excited for us to get to meet each other, to get to know each other, for our chance to date. And Joelle's like, So David is with Stacy, and David is going through the ins and outs of Stacy. David brings up freaking Frack, and he's like, and then Stacy says, what's wrong? Y'all afraid of getting caught up?
What are you talking about?
You just don't get it, Stacy. You just don't get it. And David's like, no, it's not that actually. You know, it's just that it's hard to get to know one without the other one being involved. And then David brings up the Pilates date, and to me, this whole thing was get back. Like David really wanted to get Stacy back.
He turned around his little.
How the tables have turned. Funny meeting you.
Tried to get me up out of here last week, did you?
Right. He's like, you know, we deliberated hard and we took all the information and we have decided that there isn't a true, genuine connect. Like, why are you throwing this on? I just
throwing a little jazz.
Yeah.
While you're trying to eliminate her.
You're not ready for love.
You just didn't feel you were genuine.
Stacy started crying. But then Stacy talks about she feels bamboozled. She feels like she got cheated. Her kids were really hoping for her to bring a man home, for her to cross that finish line and bring a man home. And now she feels like she let him down because she's not bringing a man home.
Such a weird response. Were you trying to pull a Joelle? You were just looking for a father for your kids? Or why would you? So you get eliminated for a dating show when it's your opportunity to go find love. You said you made sure your kids were good so you could go find love. And then you're going to say, I just feel like I let my kids down. What?
So then they go to Tressa. And Tressa just didn't see it coming.
At all. Joel's like, oh, don't play with me, girl. But they looking good. Drop some punch me in the face. So why are you playing with her?
Right. And then Joelle says, you know, the men deliberated and we have decided that unfortunately, Tressa, you're not ready for love.
Oh my God. Do you feel like she wasn't actively trying hard enough to make enough connections?
I do. And I feel like she wasn't but I also feel like she wasn't actively trying to make connections because she didn't feel comfortable.
She already felt defeated.
Being, assertive in those positions because she didn't feel like they were giving her anything to work with.
Because it's nothing worse than
putting yourself out
there.
They
don't want you and you pushing up anyway.
Yeah, you put yourself out there and you still get rejected. She's not about that. So I respect it. Tressa wasn't putting herself out there because she already knew what time it was.
Right. Just like she said on a date with Dietrich. She was like, I don't know why he playing. In her confession, she was like, this man don't want me.
She knows
what's going on.
Mm-hmm. So Thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it to this point, we appreciate you. We appreciate your support. And also, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you will know when we drop our next video.
Leave your predictions in the comments. Let us know who you think is going home next week.
Yeah, it's a men's week. So, yeah, that's going to be a big one. And also, let us know what you guys think about this episode. Hit us up in the comments. Let's have a discussion. Let's go back and forth. Let's trade ideas. Let us know. And also, don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at SugarandSpice88. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.
Later.
Bye.
Good morning.
Good energy.
Today we gonna spread
Good energy.
Today we gonna share
Good energy.
I go to work.
Today gonna be a great day.
Good
Wake
energy.
up, thank God, drink water, meditate.
Good
First
energy.
5 minutes will dictate your whole day. All about that positivity and raising up your frequency.
Good
If you
energy.
negative, you will get removed immediately.
Good
Say
energy.
eat clean, alkaline, nourishing.
Good
What you
energy.
put